Hi everyone, my name is Colleen Echohawk. I'm an enrolled member of the Pawnee Nation of Oklahoma and also belong to the Upper Otna-Athabascan people of Metasta Lake, Alaska. I'm an urban native. I've been here for many years, and I want to take a moment now to acknowledge that this is not my land. Maybe you're like me, you're not from this area, and it's important for us to recognize how much we all benefit from the land, the water, the resources of the Coast Salish communities, the Muckleshoots, the Squamish, Snoqualmie, Nisqually, the Tulalip tribes in this area who have supported so much the resources that we all benefit from so greatly. So it is my honor to offer this land acknowledgement today in the Coast Salish tradition, to raise my hands to say thank you so much to these tribes who we are so grateful for. Have a wonderful morning.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.
Hello and good morning. So glad you're able to join us today. Thank you so much, Colleen, for your wonderful, wonderful words and land acknowledgement. And oh my goodness, how cute was baby Mark? Cuteness overload. Thank you guys so much for getting us started this morning. I don't know about you, but this 9 a.m. at home is so much better than 7 a.m. in a ballroom. While of course I miss us all being together, I am so glad that we can be in this virtual space. Give us a shout out in the chat and tell us what you are having for breakfast and how much you are loving that Boon Boona coffee. And now I would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors, partners, our board of directors, and elected officials for joining us this morning. Thank you for being here. Now, enough about all that, all the formalities. It is now my pleasure to introduce our amazing Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle board chair and executive director of Uplift Northwest, Black Girl Magic personified, Mrs. Gina Hall.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for this extraordinary moment in history. We're about to turn the corner on a worldwide pandemic. And if you are tuning in today, you survived. Over 500,000 Americans did not. And for that reason, let's take a moment of silence. My name is Gina Hall, and I am the chairwoman of the Board of Directors for the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle. It's been 2 years since our last breakfast in 2019, and so much has happened since then. We've experienced a worldwide COVID-19 pandemic. We've experienced worldwide financial crisis. The resurgence of racial tension was at an all-time high. I'd like to share a couple of stats with you today. The race most likely to live in poverty in King County is Black, at 24%. Yet Black people only make up 7% of the population. Today we will recognize an organization that has been on the front lines in providing essential economic services and programming to those most vulnerable amongst us since 1930. The Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle is now 91 years old, which means for almost a century we've been a place of solace, refuge, and empowerment for Black and Brown families, for local businesses, for other disadvantaged groups. I'm also mindful of the work and sacrifices of former leaders of this legacy organization, like Edwin T. Pratt, an American activist during the Civil Rights Movement. At the time of his assassination in 1969, he was the Executive Director for the Seattle Urban League. Today, our vision for the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle is equity for all. And we work hard toward our vision to empower African Americans and other underrepresented communities to thrive through economic and educational opportunities. To the right of your screens is a chat box. We encourage you to engage with us as we move through the presentation today. And don't forget to try your hand at the sponsorship mini game below. Yes, we're gonna have some fun. We are excited to take this journey with you, and we hope you enjoy the program today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gina, for those inspiring and impactful words. Always a leader and such a great partner and friend of the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle. Speaking about inspiring and impactful, it is my pleasure to introduce Seattle's mayor-elect and first Asian and Black mayor, Mr. Bruce Harrell, whom, while serving on the City Council, was instrumental in ensuring that the doors of the Urban League stayed open. Congratulations and thank you. It is an honor to have you here today.
Thank you, Michelle Merriweather, for that warm introduction. I'm so honored to be a part of the 20th Annual Breakfast for the Urban League, and I have so much to say, but they said keep it short. So I'll keep it short and sweet and simple. The first thing is, I think that the city is ecstatic about supporting the Urban League, the work that they've done in terms of home ownership, helping youth who've sort of fallen through the cracks, sort of refine themselves and find a much stronger path. Helping out with people in their homes in terms of rental assistance, all the important work, building community, giving people hope, a newfounded purpose. This is what the Urban League has been about historically, and this is the path and the mission of the Urban League. And so it's my honor to support it and again to try to support and evangelize its cause and its mission. So I'm pretty excited about that today. Their help for small businesses is critical. We know that many brick and mortar institutions are struggling with the advantages of e-commerce, but we think, and part of my job as mayor, would be to make sure that I partner with organizations who are helping small businesses. It's the fabric and the sort of the rhythm of the city, making sure that our small businesses are not only viable, but excelling. There's incredible opportunity that I'm excited about as well. So kudos to the Urban League for their work in helping small businesses. I will tell you that one of the accomplishments that we will pursue is our Seattle Job Center. And this will be a center within the city of Seattle where we are not only looking at all of the different apprenticeships and job opportunities and grant opportunities for small businesses, but where employers can actually have structure to find their employees. And so we think it's going to be a big marrying of people in terms of people trying to find and pursue their gifts and employers trying to find this talent. And the Urban League can play a major role in this because we know that you believe in a pathway for others as well. We also firmly believe here at the City of Seattle under my leadership in mentorship. Personally, I've had mentors give me a vision on what and who I can become. Many of them did not look like me, but they had stories to tell, and I was there to listen. So the City of Seattle will have one of the most robust mentorship programs in America, and we're hoping that the Urban League is up for that as well, and we know the work that you are already doing. So again, it's my pleasure to be part of that journey. I want to congratulate the honorees, Doug Baldwin, who's a very personal friend who originally hailed from Florida. His work in philanthropy and in community and as an outspoken leader is admirable. He's from Florida. He and I actually personally fished together. I thought that people from Florida knew how to fish. I was mistaken there, but notwithstanding his inability to fish, he is an outstanding person. I'm proud to call him friend. Gordon McHenry is another person, Gordon I've known for, 40 years or so, and so his leadership in United Way and in other organizations is admirable, so well-deserved from Gordon McHenry. Christy Brown from the community restaurant and her son Damon Bomar. What can we say other than they are a gift to us? They are from here. They understand our community. They are creating community with an outstanding product and outstanding service. And it's going to be my honor to partner with that family, and kudos to their vision, and not only their vision, but their ability to make it happen for the benefit of all Seattleites. So having said that, it's my honor to be part of the 20th annual breakfast. I hope to be a strong partner for all of you, and let's have a great fundraising effort for a great cause.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to receive this award. I feel such a connection with the Urban League and all the work that they've done throughout the years, and we've worked together on so many different projects. So this is really full circle, and I'm so grateful to be acknowledged for the work that we do in the community. We started a community kitchen, and we named it Everybody Gotta Eat after COVID started, just because we knew that in the neighborhood where we have our business, that Brown Girl Cooks, we needed to make sure that people got fed. We knew that people were going to hit hard times, not having work, and not knowing exactly what they were going to be able to do based on all the uncertainty of the world. And we knew one sure thing we could do was to make sure that folks had good meals to eat and be able to be nourished. It ended up being a good place for people to come and connect, which was really awesome. And just so grateful for the opportunity to continue to grow that Brown Girls reach. And during the pandemic, we also opened Communion Restaurant and Bar. And being in the Liberty Bank building has been such a blessing to be able to have a place that people can call home, something they're familiar with, and just really excited to be a part of this community again, and look forward to the things that we will continue to do to help and grow inside this community as a Black-owned business. So thank you so much. Really appreciate the honor of being awarded. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Gordon McHenry Jr. I am so honored and humbled to be recognized by the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle with the inaugural President's Award. I love this community. I've lived and worked here my whole life. There is so much potential, but we need action. At United Way of King County, we see vast racial inequities in all areas of our work. It shows up in the percentage of people of color who are struggling with housing and food insecurity, and in access to educational opportunities for our students of color. We are committed to leading with racial equity in everything we do. Our staff and our donors have a deep appreciation for the decades-long partnership with the Urban League. The relationships Urban League holds, the tenacity it brings to the work, and the commitment to provide quality service to our neighbors has made the community and United Way stronger. Since the beginning of the pandemic, the Urban League team has been a vital partner on the front lines, connecting people to resources and stabilizing families. Their work is keeping people in their homes by providing access to rental assistance, providing culturally appropriate food to families, and being a consistent and approachable resource for people, especially our BIPOC folks, something that every community needs. With committed partners like all of you and the Urban League, I know we can accelerate the transformation of our community into one that is truly just and equitable. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
Good morning, Urban League. It's Doug Baldwin here. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you and that I'm honored to be receiving this award. I think it's obviously important that we celebrate what we're doing out in the community as a community and also supporting each other in our efforts. I am the owner of Vault 89, which is an investment group. And what we do is we invest in people and human beings, not just ideas. And I am flanked here by two great human beings, two of my close friends, Ephraim and Jamal, who are running their own businesses in our community. The question was posed to me, why invest in minority-owned businesses? aside from that just being a weird question, I think it's important that we invest in perspectives. The business community for a long time has been traditionally influenced by very similar perspectives. And they've been addressing problems that only the business community can address with those perspectives. But when you invest in a diversity of perspectives that come to the table and bring a different perspective on how to approach and attack problems, then you have a full-fledged solution. And we know that we have a lot of challenges in our community, challenges that the business community can address. And so when you have these different perspectives coming to the table, that's how real change has happened. So I want to introduce my two friends here. Ephraim, you can start off first talking about your business, Boom Boona, if you don't mind.
Without a doubt. First of all, congratulations, Doug. A well-earned award for sure and recognition. My name is Ephraim Fisaha. I'm the CEO and founder of Boom Boona Coffee. And really going right into what Doug's speaking about perspective, do you know where the word coffee comes from? Based on a village in Ethiopia called Kaffa. And Kaffa, Ethiopia, is the birthplace of coffee. However, the narrative that we hear is that, coffee came from Italy. That's far from it. And that perspective is what Boom Boona is trying to provide, a different side to coffee. We source all of our coffee from Africa. We try providing a better wage for the coffees that we purchase. We put more spotlight on the producers. And even locally, just trying to be more engaged, more socially conscious as a business about how we approach things here locally and how to provide a space, a safe space for our community inside of our cafes. We're small, but we're definitely trying to provide that opportunity. But that perspective is also what we're driving for. And we're fortunate to Vault 89, fortunate to Doug, and honestly, we're just happy to be a part of this whole family, that with Jamal as well, and the work that he's doing.
Definitely. Thank you for having me here. Honored to be here, honored to be speaking in front of you. And again, congrats on the award, Doug. My business is called Osmosis Media. I'm an athlete originally, and just to piggyback on perspective, you see a lot of perspectives in athletics. You see a lot of culture in athletics, but one thing that you don't see a lot of culture in is in film. I got into this career just because I wanted to showcase a different side, my perspective, the way I see things. Growing up, I didn't see a lot of that in television. For an example, you can look at the movie Hardball. I don't know if a lot of you have seen it, but you've got black kids in the hood that go to an all-Catholic school. That doesn't make sense where I'm from. And being able to be behind the camera and being able to be involved with people such as Ephraim, as Doug, I can tell it from my perspective. I can show where these beans come from. And being able to tell those stories with a great quality, you take those stories more seriously, and you hear what they're trying to convey to you. And being able to include my culture, being able to showcase things that aren't usually there and showcase the parts that people don't see, I'm honored to be able to, be in this position, and I'm also honored to have the support like Doug and Ephraim. And all I can say is thank you for listening, and thank you for having me here.
Of course. So Urban League, thank you again for the recognition. But truth be told, it's not just about one person, and it's not just about one movement or one effort. It's about all of us coming together as a community to serve our community. And so, I'm grateful. But the truth of the matter is that the investment that we get to make in our community is going to go and exceed our expectations and go beyond our generations. And so, again, thank you. Continue to do the work that you're doing. We'll continue to do the work that we're doing, and we'll see you out there. Thank you.
I can't believe it's been 2 years since we've been together. Although this is a bit different, I'm so glad that you're willing to spend a little bit of time with us this morning. I also have to thank the team that helped put this fantastic event together. We have a beautiful team of brilliant young people who organized all of this for us this morning. Ashley Pugh, our Director of Communications, Zainab Bakari, who's so much more than an assistant, Deontay Petty, our Development Director, and of course, behind the scenes, the incomparable Carlos Imani, and the Elite Collective team working hard behind the scenes to make this all happen. I'm so grateful. 2 years. It has been 2 years since we've been together, and what a 2 years it has been. I heard there's a new calendar called the COVID years. So where we multiply each year by 10. So it's really more like 20 years. Makes sense to me with all that has happened in the last 2 years. I don't know about you, but when I look back over the last 2 years, I think about how much we lost. The time, the togetherness, the people. If your 2 years has been anything like mine, and I know it has, I reflect and my heart starts to break. I go back to March of 2020 when Seattle shut down and when we started to see the loss of life to something we did not know or understand. I think of our kids who had the loss of classroom instruction time and connection with their friends and peers. I think of when we all started wearing masks and couldn't see the comfort of a friendly smile, but rather the fear in each other's eyes. I think of May 2020 when we all saw the murder after murder of Black bodies. I think of November 2020 when I nearly lost my ability to walk. And in January 2020 when we saw people storm the nation's capital. And shortly after that, I lost my hero, my dad. I think of the last 10 months where we've continued to experience loss, challenge, and change. For me, for our people, for our community, and our nation. All of that has brought to bear the division and disparity that we've always known was there, plaguing our country. I say my heart starts to break. That is why last year we didn't have a breakfast. I couldn't celebrate while so many were suffering. But as time went on, I started to have a shift. My mind started to shift. Because after I spent all the time focused on what was lost, what I lost, what my family lost, what we all lost, I wouldn't be able to be here today. But while I'm not sure we're quite ready to celebrate in a room full of 1,000 people and celebrate our growth and success, I do strongly believe that we have to honor where we have been and what we have learned. I remember the way we found ways to deploy computers and internet to our children and use school buses to ensure that they received meals and that they were fed. We released people from our incarceration system and found shelter for those that were sleeping in the streets. We collected money and resources to deploy to our community to provide support, food, and PPE. We were creative and innovative and quick, and above all else, we were together. Most of us were even together in speaking out against the injustice against Black bodies, together in agreement that the systems and structures must change and have to shift. When I think about where we have been, what we have learned, I immediately think about our wonderful honorees this year. Gordon McHenry, Chef Christy Brown, and Doug Baldwin. Leaders, captains of industry, who in spite of all that was going on around them, stood up, spoke out, served, and provided for others. I think about our team at the Urban League, who regardless of their title and the risk that presented them, they showed up every day and asked how we can help, how we can serve. Folks delivered meals to families on their way home, spent their Saturdays and evenings delivering PPE and meals. Our wonderful volunteers spent time putting kits together, distributing PPE with us. We found ways to invest nearly $500,000 into our small businesses and contract with Black-owned businesses and restaurants to feed folks so that those businesses had a fighting chance to survive. And while folks were not going to work, we were still able to connect hundreds of people to jobs and work. I think about the Urban League team who helped ensure that over 2,000 families had resources to pay their rent and stay in their homes. Fun fact, we would have celebrated our 90th anniversary last year, and we honored it by doing the work we were created to do. When I think about all that has happened in the last 2 years, I can't completely be brokenhearted, because what I know for sure is that we learned who our front lines truly were. We have a new definition of what's essential. We know how important it is that we invest in that front line and those essential workers to ensure that we are fully fortified to do our work, because we must ensure that our community is supported, seen, respected, and safe. We learned above all else, we cannot do this alone. We need each other. It takes all of us. We need to continue to invest in our front lines, our essential services. We have to ensure that we are able to provide quick and meaningful support to our children, our unhoused friends and neighbors, our small businesses, and our families living in the margins. I'm so grateful that you all trust the Urban League to be that conduit. I am so grateful that we were here, ready to serve. I look forward to not going back to a new normal, but embracing a new normal where all people, especially those that have long been ignored and invisible, are deemed essential, seen, and valued. I end the way that I began. I say thank you, and wow, what a 2 years it's been.
The midst of the dark cloud, in the midst of the Seattle community feeling broken, in the midst of the world being shaken and unsure, why did COVID hit us so bad? A familiar hand was extended, essential service. It reached beyond the uncertainty, equity for all, no roadmap needed, essential service. Come one, come all, equity for all. The Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle rose up and uplifted Blackness. In real life, there's no time to overthink. There's an emergency. There's a need. Young adult shelter, small business websites, Black business directory, vaccinations, virtual job training, the Black Voices Project, grocery delivery service, supplies, a listening ear. In real life, the Urban League is here. Amongst the chaos, uncertainty, and fear, the Urban League served the community with a smile. No line too long, no ask unreasonable, no special criteria needed, no questions, no judgment. In real life, you make it happen. There's a call against racial injustice. The Urban League responds. There is a call against systemic racism. The Urban League responds. There is a call against health disparities. The Urban League responds. Essential service, emergency, equity for all. The Urban League's actions speaks louder than words. Hold on to me. He, she, they, them. Hold on to me. Black, brown, and everyone around town. Hold on to me. Hold on to me. Hold on to me. The Urban League responds. The racial uprising, community coming together, Black people working side by side, finding moments of joy amongst the pain, empowerment given and received, voice for the voiceless, mental health, self-care, compassion, and fatigue. The Urban League responds. Essential service, emergency, equity for all. Hold on to me. Our work has just begun. Hold on to me. Sustainability. Hold on to me. To do more than survive. Hold on to me so the community can thrive. Hold on to me. Hold on to me. Hold on to me. essential service, emergency, equity for all. The Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle rose up and uplifted blackness.
Wow. Sharon Nyree Williams, my sister, thank you. Thank you for capturing the essence of the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle in poetry. And to those images, thank you, Ashley, John Buenavista, and the rest of the Urban League team for capturing and sharing those inspirational images. Traditionally, at this point, we would have somebody do a formal ask. But this time, I wanted to share who inspires me each and every day, our next generation of leaders. They will share what got them to the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle and what keeps them going. While you listen to them, hear their stories, please reach deep and give what you can to our work. Every amount helps as we invest in our future leaders.
As we've navigated the pandemic, the most impactful thing about my work specifically is that I have the opportunity to tell stories and create opportunities in the digital space for people to feel connected with, for people to feel heard and seen and valued, and to make sure that the information and the resources that are available to them are digestible and that they understand. We deal with a lot of life, so it's important for us to slow it down and be able to make sure that people understand that we're here for them and they matter.
You know, I come from the working for the city of Seattle, and I also was coaching and very involved with the young people in my community. And so the Urban League has provided me with the infrastructure to go and get resources and bring them right back. And you know, I've been able to take youth, get them into internships at Fortune 500 companies, provide a lot of jobs, put kids in educational institutions, and really just, you know, change the narrative of what's going on in the community. And the ultimate goal is to be able to see the next generation push through these doors that we were able to open with the Urban League.
The work is meaningful to me because I see the difference daily. So I know the direct service providers at the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle are doing very essential work every day to make sure that people are staying housed and people are staying employed. And it's my job and my team's job to be able to make sure that on a systemic level, on an advocacy level, we can make changes to make it so our direct service providers sort of have it easier or be able to navigate the systems with more fluidity.
I love my role in the advocacy department, specifically as a public health advocate, because I feel like there's so much room for hope and creativity and building. And in the very same breath as talking about dismantling things, dismantling systems, in that very same breath, we also get to talk about, okay, what do we want to grow? What do we want to see more of? What does a vibrant, thriving Black community look like? And what can we do? What steps can we take every single day to get closer to that?
Growing up in a similar community, I see all of the barriers that my community faces. I see the economic inequities. I see the, struggling to find jobs. I see the struggle to feed families. I see the struggle for our youth to be able to have things or opportunities available to them that can help them be successful in their futures. Being a Seattle native, there was definitely a generation gap of knowledge with the Urban League. And so coming to the Urban League, there was an opportunity to decrease that generation gap and get the information and resources to the young people. And coming from working for City of Seattle, coaching at a high school, going to school within Seattle, there was a lot of connections that I needed to bridge. And I just took it very serious, coaching young people and being involved in so many young people's lives and seeing, some of the things that are going on, whether it be the increase in crime rate and everything like that. There was definitely just an opportunity with the Urban League to do a deep dive and to go and get these grants
and to bring it back to the community.
I grew up in a very white, small rural town in Ohio, so I didn't have a lot of Black community around me. I was one of like 3 Black families in our town, and also I'm a daughter of immigrants, so my mom's Filipino, my dad is from Tanzania, and there just wasn't a lot of representation that I saw in my town. So I had this amazing job before Urban League, and I met this incredible mentor. And after working together for a couple years, I was like, okay, what's the next move for me? And she was like, there's this organization called the Urban League, and I think it would be perfect for you. You know, even if you're just there as a launching pad, you know, I think that this is an experience that you've got to have to work under Black women leadership, to be surrounded by people that look like you. It's just, she's like, this is gonna be exactly what you need right now.
Representation matters. Like, it's really hard to walk into a space or exist in a space where you don't see things that look like you don't see content that's made by people that look like you for you. So the best part about my role is being able to create those positive connections and touch points with people in our community and making sure that they see us and that they know that we're here for them.
I have the beauty of being able to sit here, work from home, be able to not have the stress or the trauma of trying to find somebody housing, employment, and then on top of it during a pandemic, having dedicated staff members to be able to get up every day and be able to do such essential work, to me, has been the most impactful, and they have been the most creative doing it. They started a grocery assistance program in the beginning because people didn't have access to fresh food and kids couldn't go to school anymore. They started a youth shelter because they knew that specifically people who are aging out of foster care and people who are 18 to 24 are needing refuge.
We hope that you've enjoyed learning about why this work is so important to us and the community we serve each and every day.
We may not be a hospital, but we are and will remain first responders to our community.
As the next generation of future leaders, we want you to know our team isn't complete without you.
With your support, we can continue empowering our communities and changing lives, one family, one individual at a time.
We're here, we're ready to change the world. Are you? Here's how.
Different ways to donate. Clicking the red button to the right of the screen, via check. All checks can be made payable to the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle. Contact us via contact@urbanleague.org for an invoice.
Thank you for your support.
Goodness, I am inspired even more to continue this work. If I were half as brilliant as they were when I was 25, who knows what I will be able to do. They keep me going. And I hope that something you heard from them or today inspires you. Let's all be the change we want to see. Thank you again for joining us today. Go out, be great, and be good to each other.